Did you know that back in 2011, Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj were really one of each other's biggest supporters in the music industry at the time? In fact, they were so kind and supportive of each other that Nicki actually credited Taylor with the success of her song Super Bass due to something that Taylor said in an interview. Really, our timeline starts in January of 2011 when Taylor Swift tweets that she's been listening to Super Bass as she comes home from rehearsing for the Speak Now World Tour. This kind of sets a series of events off into action. Nicki Minaj not only talks about this tweet, but talks about what Taylor does the next month when she goes on the radio show 107.5 The River and requests to hear Super Bass.
Can I play album cuts?
Anything you want to hear.
Okay, I want to hear Nicki Minaj Super Bass.
Oh, I love some Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Her Minajisty.
Her Majesty, I love
Yes.
that.
Do you like that?
I love that. That's great.
Okay, well, introduce it at your radio station.
Very cool. Well, this is a song that is an album cut off of Nicki Minaj's album, and I've been listening to it on repeat, and I really freak my friends out because I can recite every single lyric to the rap. So this is Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
Things are then largely quiet until August of 2011 when Taylor brings Nicki out as a guest to perform Super Bass at the Speak Now World Tour. And then moving into November of 2011, the two are seen hanging out together in the audience at the American Music Awards. And then Taylor later goes on to present Nicki with the Best Hip Hop Album Award.
And the winner is Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday!
It's turning out to be a great night.
He ends up being a very big winner this evening at the American Music Awards in 2011. She later goes on to win Hip Hop Artist of the Year, where she thanks Taylor in her acceptance speech.
Responsible for the success of Super Bass. That's G. Roberson for telling me to release it. Esther Dean, Kane, and Taylor Swift, wherever you are. I want to thank my Barbs because without you, I'd be nothing. Barbs, love.
The next month, both women appear at Billboard Women in Music, where they're both honorees of different categories. Nicki Minaj again goes on to thank Taylor for her support with the success of Super Bass.
First, I saw an interview. She was doing like a radio interview, and they asked her what song she liked, and she was like, "Can it be a song that didn't come out yet?" And they were like, "Yeah." And she started rapping Super Bass. And then she tweeted that she liked Super Bass, and all her fans, you know, who had never heard about Nicki Minaj, they went and purchased it. I think after Taylor Swift tweeted that, Super Bass climbed up like 80-something spots, like the same day on iTunes.
The next year in 2012, they're seen sitting together at the Grammys. Things are then quiet until July of 2015 when a rumored feud was started on Twitter because of the nominations for VMA Video of the Year. On July 21st, it was announced who was nominated for Video of the Year. You can see at the top that's Taylor's tweet saying, "Hey, vote for me for Bad Blood." And Nicki Minaj tweeted on her own, "You guys, did we miss the deadline?" implying that she was snubbed for this nomination. Nicki then continues to tweet, not directed at anyone in particular, and talks a little bit about the racial diversity or lack thereof in the nominations for the VMAs that year. You can pause here to read the first two and then the next two. Then she begins to talk about the culture of being very thin at this time in the media, at which point Taylor responds thinking that this is maybe a dig at herself. He responds essentially saying, "Hey, this wasn't about you, but it would be helpful if you spoke up about this." And then later when she tweeted this led to speculation of a feud because some thought that maybe Nicki was referencing the 2009 VMAs incident with Kanye West, which then prompted Taylor to say, "Hey, if I win, you're more than welcome to come up on stage with me." Nicki then responds saying, "Hey, I don't know why you're still tagging me in this. This isn't about you." Posts a screenshot of this tweet that she had retweeted. 2 days after these back and forth tweets, Taylor later comes to Twitter to apologize and say that she misunderstood where Nicki was coming from. And then just to add fuel to this fire, because this was about the Bad Blood music video, which we know was in response to Katy Perry decides to hop in, which just causes even more tweets and news stories and headlines to come forward. The assumption of there being a feud was quickly dispelled when the two performed together in August at the VMAs. From there, we move into 2016 and 2017, which of course is when Taylor largely steps away from the spotlight, so we really only have Nicki Minaj / Katy Perry things on the horizon. In 2017, Katy releases her response to Bad Blood's Swish Swish, which notoriously features Nicki Minaj, leading some to believe maybe there is a feud between the two. Nicki appears in the music video and does the whole verse 3 of the song. You can pause here to read her full verse. What I find most interesting is the second line, silly rap beefs just get me more checks. Taylor doesn't respond to any of the swish swish commentary, drama, feud, whatever you want to call it. Later in June of 2019, Taylor Swift releases You Need to Calm Down with an accompanying music video and features Nicki Minaj, portrayed by Akiria C. Davenport. Nicki does respond, praising Akiria's portrayal of her, and of course, thanks Taylor Swift. Then moving into August of 2022, we have the VMAs where they're seen interacting multiple times, but Nicki also posts a video of them hanging out at an after party together.
The big winner of the night is the beautiful Taylor Swift. Barbs, I know you love her. We all love her.
And then at last year's VMAs, they're also seen hanging out multiple times together throughout the night. And then most recently in December of 2023, when Taylor is named Spotify's Top Artist of the Year, Nicki goes to Twitter to talk about Taylor's success and how much she admires her. She says that Taylor deserves to win, that she celebrates her, and that she aspires to be a Sag queen like Taylor and the Swifties and Republic Records. She later responds that she would collaborate with Taylor in a heartbeat. Other than the speculated feud in 2015, which in retrospect clearly is not a feud, and Nicki's feature on Swish Swish, I think it's very clear that the two still support each other and are friendly to this day.
Big shout out to Darian and Michelle for this breakdown. I still can't believe that in 2024, Nicki and Tay don't have a song together. I mean, these two had so much going on and so much chemistry. When they performed together on stage, it was just, pure love and energy. And I would think that by now they would have at least 1 or 2 singles out. And no shade to Ice Spice, but I feel like the remix of Karma, should have had Nicki on it instead of Ice Spice. Yes, Ice Spice was a trendy new artist, but if you'd ask me, she didn't bring anything unique to the table. Plus, the song didn't I feel like the fans were not really hungry for an Ice Spice Taylor Swift collab, so the views were not there. It was around 52 million views on YouTube, which is something that Taylor does on her own when she has a new release, like a new audio release. So for a whole video to have 52 million plus views, you could tell that the fans were not really excited about the collab. But if it was Nicki and Taylor, for instance, the barbs, right? Obviously, the Swifties are gonna always show up for Tay. That is something we can't change. But if you had mixed that energy with the barbs' energy, we would have been talking about at least 1 billion streams, or at least, not because the barbs get everything to 1 billion, right? But because that is something that the barbs have been wanting to Nicki and Tay to do for the longest time. These fans, the fans of Tay and Nicki they go way back. So mind you, they've been expecting a Tay and Nicki release, right? So that would have that alone would have given the song so much hype and so much push that would have been talking, major charts. But Karma remix didn't really do that much, but it was just there. I feel like the original even did better than the remix, because when the featured artist brings something when a featured artist brings something new, something that just, oh my god, how do I explain this? A song is already beautiful, right? The featured artist brings something exciting, something crazy to the table, which is what Nicki is known for. Trust me, if Nicki's on Karma, she's gonna slaughter. Oh, excuse me. Trust me, if Nicki is on Karma, she would have completely bodied that ish, which would have made the fans and which would have made the charts and the views just skyrocket. But yeah, shout out to Tay and Ice. They did their thing. I'm still my fingers are still crossed for that Nicki and Tay collab. I am not giving up yet, y'all. I'm not gonna be giving up anytime soon. Yeah, y'all can tell me what you think about this video down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because I am gonna be bringing y'all more premium Tay and Nicki content. Stay blessed.